In this video, I'm going to share with you how to create interactive doors in TwinMotion. This interactivity function can also be easily applied to other furnitures like cabinet doors, drawers, and levers, etc. So without further ado, let's open up this file, Interactive Doors for Students, to try to work on it. On the left here, you will see a pivot door, and on the right here, you will see what we want to create as a pocket sliding door. We're going to start working on the pivot door first. With this model imported, we are going to go to the library and scroll down and look for Tools. And we're going to look for Animators. And we're going to use Rotators. And within which we are going to use the Rotator function here and just plant it somewhere near the pivot point of the door. And when this is done, we can retract the library and click on the eye here, this eye icon down here, and go down to this views and click on it, and we are going to select the top view here, and in doing so it will take us to the top view where we can accurately position the rotator pivot point. And we will click on here to open up to be able to select the scene objects, and we're going to hide away things that we don't need at the moment. We will right click to finish the command first, and we would select the floor plane to be hidden away and select the wall to be hidden away also, and we're going to click on the door frame to turn it off also, leaving us with the door leaf as well as the door levers. And with this, we will look for the rotator here and we would move it to the pivot point. At the corner of the door itself, down here, like that. That should do the job. Alright, and when this is done, we are going to now select the object, which is the door leaf here, and drag it to the rotator. And you will notice now with this here, the door is animating already. Okay, but we do not want the door to be constantly swinging like that. Alright, let's do something about this later on. But first, let's go back to the views again and change it back to the 3D view, in which we will see this door swinging here like that. Okay, let's go ahead and select the rotator now to tweak it a little bit further. The angle allows us to control how much swing each way would be. So if we want it to swing inside, we're going to change this one to a negative 90 degrees here. And at the moment the animation is on a ping pong mode, so it keeps repeating itself. There is this constant flip and flop, so we don't want that. We're going to change it to once, and that's it. Notice now, after it opens up, the door stays open and it doesn't close back again. And this controls the speed. So if we would want it to open faster, we will simply increase the number here. And the next part would be the trigger. The trigger, what we will want to do is we will switch on the trigger, and if you click on more, this option here, more, and then there will be this option in which we can set the trigger zone itself. By default it is set to 3 meters, meaning when we get close to it within the 3 meters distance, something like within this zone of about 3 meters or so, somewhere here, this way, it will trigger the door to open this way. Alright, so that's how it works. Now, and when this is done, that's pretty much it really. It's quite easy to use. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn these frozen layers back on again, and we've got the door, the pivot door done like that. And if we rotate this around, it would work the other way around as well, like that. So if we get close again, the door will open for us to get out. Okay, that pretty much takes care of the pivot door using the rotator tool function. Next, we are going to work on the pocket sliding door. So if you notice right now, without any transformation tools, it doesn't quite work. Alright, so we're going to go to the library again this time round, and this time round we're going to change it a little. We are going to go back to, again, library, tools, animators, and we're going to use translators. So we're going to click on translator, and we're going to use this one, translator, here. Okay, this time round we're going to add 2. So we're going to add one of this here and the other one here. This is because this is a double leaf pocket sliding door, so that's why we need 2 of these. Okay, when we are done, so we will right click to finish off the command, and if you scroll down you will see 2 translators down here. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to hide things that we don't want to see at the moment. So I'm just going to select the floor and hide it, and turn off this layer also for the walls as well as the door frame here, like that. So leaving only these 2 door leaves that we want to be working on. And then we're going to click on the eye icon here and change it to, click on the house here and click on the top view. This will now allow us to see the translator, the animator icons here. Alright, so I'm going to work on the left door first by moving it to the corner here. Alright, I'm just going to put it here. Actually, it can be placed anywhere along this axis, it should do the job, but I just like to make it a little bit neater, so I'm going to put it at the corner down here. And I'm going to work on the one on the right as well next, and I'm just going to put it again close to the corner down here, like this. Okay, so once this is done, what we're going to need to do is we will need to select the correct door leaf and basically link it to the translator. So we know that by clicking on it we can be sure which one we are looking for. Notice when I'm clicking on here, this one will be highlighted when I'm clicking on the one below, and the right one is highlighted. So I'm going to click on the one I know I need to link the left door to the one on top. Okay, so I'm going to select the door leaf pocket sliding one, and I'm going to drag and link it to the translator. Alright, if I want to be quite sure what I'm doing and I don't want the scene to look too confusing, what we can do is we can click on the 3 dots down here and rename this. Okay, I'm just going to rename this one as door translator door leaf 01. Okay, or just change it to translator door leaf sliding 01. Okay, just like that. Alright, and we're going to test it out to see whether it would work properly or not. So I'm just going to click on the translator now and turn on the trigger and play it. Okay, and if you look at it right now, it doesn't seem to be animating at all. Okay, let's take a look at it in 3D. There is a reason why this is happening. So I'm just going to click on the eye again, and I'm going to click on views and change it to 3D view. This is because by default it is pegged to the z-axis, so that's why it keeps repeating itself up and down only this way. Alright, so if you notice, the trigger is now once we get close to it, it goes up and down only, like an elevator. That's obviously not what we want. Okay, so we're going to do something about it. So we can click on the under distance itself, we can click on more. See, notice there's a little more word here. So we're going to click on more, and we're going to change this axis from z-axis to x-axis. Alright, so we're going to click on x-axis now, and then we click on the translators again, and notice when I now get close to it, it will now slide. Okay, again, it will now slide this way. Okay, but again, this is not the direction we want it to slide. This is because at the moment the distance is set to positive 2 meters. So what it will do is it will slide from the left to the right for 2 meters. We wanted this door only has a width of about 1 meter, and it needs to slide leftwards. So we're going to change this one to -1 meter. So if you notice right now, it's going to slide this way when we get close to it, like that. And again, by default, it has this ping pong movement here, which we really don't want. So we're going to change this one to once. And notice right now, when it opens, it will stay open, and when we zoom out, it will close and it will stay closed. And I also find that the speed may not be as fast as I would want it to be. So we're going to change this one to 1 meter. So speed it up a little bit, like that. Next, then I will work on the other door, the second door here, and I would click and drag it down to link up to the translator here, and I will first of all rename it so that it doesn't get too confusing. So I will change it to translator door leaf sliding O2, and with this I will change the axis also, and first of all change the distance a little bit to 1 meter, and under distance I'm going to click on more here to change the affected axis. So I'm going to click on more and change the axis from z-axis to x-axis now, this way, and click on the translator here, and this time round I will just make sure it is to 1 meter, positive 1 meter, so that it will be swinging this way towards the right and then come back. And I wouldn't want this ping pong function to be here or to keep going as well, so I'm going to change this one from ping pong to once, so it opens and it stays open, and I will set the speed to 1 as well. And for the trigger, I will set the trigger to be on, and I can click on more here to set the trigger zone itself. Alright, so in this case I will just let the trigger zone to be defaulted at 3 meters square. Alright, so when this is done, let me just check this one again one more time. Okay, it should be the same. So when we get close right now, both doors should open at the same time, and when it close, it should be something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on the remaining hidden layers that I've turned off, and there you go. The door should open up as we're going through it. like that. And there you go. That's how we can add interactivity to some of the doors as well as some of the furnitures within our virtual environment.